When I tell people that I travel by bike, most of them don't get it. They laugh or think that I'm crazy. Why do they ask me? This is my answer. During my childhood, I've had the chance to travel across all kinds of places and in many different ways. So let's take a moment to break down the most common ways to travel and compare them. I've done a lot of backpacking in Europe and Southeast Asia. It's the most economical way to travel since the only thing that you need is a backpack. It's also the best way to meet people, make new friends and start a journey to explore a city or even a country. However, carrying so much load on your back can be painful and not very enjoyable. Also, you always have to rely on other forms of transportation since the distance that you will reach per day is very small, which can be sometimes frustrating. A road trip is often seen as the ultimate dream journey. And it is. Car is freedom until you need to refuel or there is no infrastructure anymore or something breaks down. Also, you have to deal with a lot of paperwork. But the distance that you can reach in one day is phenomenal. But this comes with the expense of finding parking slots in big cities, paying for fuel and highway tolls, etc. etc. Sure, you can carry as much load as you want, but you still need to find a place to sleep each night. A van feels like the answer to that problem. It offers all the advantages of a car and the same disadvantages, but in a bigger proportion. But you'll have a place to sleep at night and this tiny living space quickly becomes your home. Van life is not just a transportation, it's a lifestyle and it's perfect for very long trips. Traveling by motorbike is, depending on weather, super fun. You can cover long distances, explore at your own pace, and access more remote areas than cars or public transport. It is of course not as comfortable as a car, you are still dependent of fuels, and it makes a lot of noise, But for me, it's the best way to discover a country or region in a short amount of time. On this table, I've compared every ways of traveling with, for me, the most important criteria while traveling, which are the cost, the social aspect, the relation with nature, the infrastructure needed, the distance reachable in a day, and the comfort of it. Now the question is there a way of traveling that takes the good in everything? Yes, it's bikepacking. The best bike to travel is the one that you already own. And with a bike you are free to go wherever you want because you only rely on yourself. You can go off the beaten path and fully immerse yourself in the middle of nowhere, connecting yourself with the outdoors and nature. Or you can take more traditional routes to visit cities and discover new stuff. The choice is entirely yours. You are the architect of your own journey. On my first trips, I used to plan each day kilometers by kilometers using Google Maps. But I quickly realized that this app suggests too much boring routes full of cars. So I discovered Komoot. It is an app that gives you the best routes for bikepacking. I've been riding to beautiful places thanks to this app. And you don't even need a bike computer anymore. Your phone is more than enough. Having a tent is a must since you never know where and when you will stop for the day. This gives you more freedom of where you want to go. You can also knock at people's door asking for hospitality. Or you can use this amazing app called Warm Shower, where you can meet fellow cyclists on your way willing to host people like you for a warm shower, a meal, an accommodation, and a discussion. I found a lot of inspiration with my hosts while sharing our journeys around a meal. As for food, you can pack up and be self-sufficient for several days. Sure, it will add weight, but it is all about finding the good balance between autonomy and availability of resources around you. Mechanical issues? They will happen more than once, but they are easily fixable by yourself, and on the road, people will always be willing to help you. All you need is a multi-tool, a spare tube, and a pump. Physical shape is an excuse for lazy people. I'm sorry, but I've seen people going on a journey without any physical preparation. The first times will always be hard. That is the same rule for everything worth doing. But once you get familiar with your bike, it becomes a part of you, and from there, nothing can stop you. Of course, the more, the merrier. Convincing your friends to join on your cycling adventure is also a part of the game, but sometimes, due to mismatched schedules, different budgets, travel styles, or indecisiveness, nobody will follow you into your madness. And if that happens, don't be afraid to go anyway. Unless you are really craving solitude, you will always need people that are as crazy as you, and they will be more than happy to share the path with you. So, why bikepacking? It's inexpensive. Everyone has a bike, and if you don't, borrow one. Bikepacking makes you discover new people and new self. It also connects you with the surroundings, nature, and the length of your journey is entirely up to you. The only real downside is the lack of comfort, but what you gain in return is so much more. I will never forget my first bike touring journey with my mom and then with my friends when I was a teenager. It changed my life and I made a video about it. Go check it out! Of course, I might be a little biased because I have been riding a bike since I was 4 years old. But I'm not criticizing the other ways of traveling, no. People should do whatever they want during their vacation, depending on their time available, their budgets, and most importantly, their expectations. When you are young, you have time but no money. And I quickly discovered that travel has always been a priority for me. And coming from a very modest family, I still had the opportunity to discover so many countries, people, and cultures with an incredibly low budget. All I had to do was to convince my friends to jump on a bike and then let us be guided by adventure. This is why bikepacking. Thank you.